Welcome to Books and Brews, your newest local coffee shop. Books and Brews is a coffee shop in Jacksonville that offers much more than a simple cup of coffee. The shop is geared towards people who need a good atmosphere to study or read in. We have book swapping programs, tutors, and even offer great discounts to students for producing excellent grades. This is meant to be a place where someone can relax and focus on their reading or studies. We will be offering coffee as our primary focus, along with assorted pastries, sandwiches, and teas. We will also include several bookshelves for a book exchange. Another great service that we will provide is acting as a tutoring referral service to all ages and levels. This can range from elementary school through college and can be a great resource for students. One of the most important things for Books and Brews to establish is the culture. Organizational culture is defined as shared values and beliefs that underlie a company's identity. Here at Books and Brews, we value the culture and want to make it a priority. The culture of Books and Brews is to provide a fun, safe, and relaxed place for students to come study, work on group projects, and get assistance from a tutor. They can also engage with like-minded individuals. Our customer base consists of people focused on educational success and individual growth in a warm and quaint environment. While the culture does mainly focus on students, it's also a place for people to come and read or exchange books. We want to provide motivation by having incentives, including discounts for good grades. We are hoping this shop will provide comfort and also a place to further their knowledge by utilizing groups and tutors. We are very lucky to have an incredible staff and foundation at our shop. Below is a list of our managers and department heads. Dylan is in charge of training, Jamie is in charge of the inventory and HR, and Wayman is in charge of shift management and also our finance manager. The first leadership role that we will review is the training leader and their responsibilities. The training leader is responsible for training employees in each and every position at the shop. Our training leader, Dylan, describes his role as the following. As training leader, I am responsible for all new team members. My role is assuring they are prepared for their role within the cafe, whether they are a barista, tutor, or cashier. I serve as a mentor and friend for these employees from the first day they start until the day they decide to leave. I wear many hats in my role as trainer. Daily, I engage with my team to assure operations are running smoothly. Any roadblocks a team member may hit, they know they are not alone and that I am here to help. The next leadership position we will review is the inventory leader. The inventory manager is responsible for stocking the store and sourcing new coffee or products in the shop. Our inventory manager, Jamie, has elaborated further on her role. As the inventory manager, I need to ensure that we are stocking the best products available. This will take time and research to find new products and to make sure they are cost efficient for the shop. An article on Total Retail stated that using advanced analytics can help inventory managers, so using up-to-date technology would be a must. I believe that the department leaders should have weekly meetings to share new ideas, issues in the shop, and also recommendations for future products, whether the products are coffee and food related or even new tutors and books that we are bringing into the shop. Human resources is going to be the third department that we will review. Human resources is a common and necessary role within every business and organization, and the manager will be responsible for overseeing the employees and the hiring process. The Human Resources Department has such an important role because they are one of the first people that our future hires meet and that our current employees can go to when they have any issues or questions. HR will also be working hand in hand with the training leader and shift manager to ensure that the scheduling and training is done in an organized fashion and can assist if either of those managers are out of the office. The next manager for review is our shift manager. The shift manager is responsible for scheduling and having a manager on shift at all times. Shift management is crucial to any company that does not have standard 9 to 5 hours, as the scheduling can get somewhat tricky. The shift manager has to stay organized and also has to know employees' strengths and skills because they need to place the proper employees on the correct shift. For example, a more skilled employee should be placed on your busy shift. The shift manager also deals with people calling in sick or calling out of work, so they have to be patient and flexible. It's best to have a shift manager that works well under pressure. Lastly, we have the finance manager. The finance manager is responsible for all of the accounting aspects of the company. The finance manager for the shop will act as our in-store accountant, and they will likely work hand in hand with the actual accountant. The finance manager will need to stay up to date on the finances and will need to work with all of the other department heads to watch expenses. The manager will need to determine the inventory supply with the inventory manager and will also be responsible for determining employee salaries with human resources. We have learned how important motivation is in a business this semester. Motivating the staff is extremely important, and we as managers will have to work together to make sure that employees remain motivated and that we stay motivated as well. It's important to set benchmarks for every employee in an organization, no matter how high their role is. We can do annual or semi-annual quick reviews to make sure that employees are happy with their jobs and can also find out if they have any recommendations for the shop. We will elaborate more on team motivation. Our training leader, Dylan, has given us several examples of how he will be motivating his team. My team is motivated by several factors. The first is the ability to help our customers reach amazing levels of success in their endeavor to get an education. As manager, it is my responsibility to identify my team's individual goals and dreams and help put together a roadmap for them to reach these objectives. We will meet monthly to see what progress we are making and how myself and the company can assist them in reaching new heights. Next, we will discuss the importance of goal setting. At Books and Brews, we hope to implement the theory of management by objectives, meaning that the management system incorporates participation in decision making, goal setting, and objective feedback. Having our employees set goals keeps them motivated. A goal for our shop could be starting as a cashier but working our way to becoming a barista. We also want to let employees share their personal goals, whether that is taking a trip to an exotic place or graduating high school or college. We want to accept and encourage feedback from our employees to help our company become successful, and we would like to maintain a great customer base. We will continue the discussion of team goals and the importance of establishing goals within our organization. Our human resources leader, Jamie, has elaborated in teamwork and goal setting. Ensuring that the staff is able to work in groups or teams is crucial, and this can be difficult at first. In order to make sure the teams work well together, we will have to implement extracurricular activities for the employees to do as a team building exercise. This will need to be done quarterly at a minimum to ensure that the new teammates that come on board feel included. As my other department lead has mentioned, it's also important to make sure that employees set goals for themselves, both work and personal, and that we as managers can help them reach their goals. We have learned that communication is necessary for any business and it needs to be effective communication. We will have to ensure that communication is taught on all levels. If we are hiring students for their first job, they may not know how to properly communicate with their coworkers or managers. We as leaders have to be mentors for our employees and teach them proper ways to verbally and non-verbally communicate with each other and with our customers. The leaders also need to make sure that they are being transparent with each other in all meetings and interactions. Selecting the right leadership is a crucial piece of the puzzle for ensuring that Books and Brews operates smoothly and is a successful business. Team is defined in the textbook as a small number of people with complementary skills who are committed to a common purpose, performance goals, and approach for which they hold themselves mutually accountable. This is something that we will need to review on a monthly basis to confirm all parts of the team are on board. Conflict can be difficult to overcome, but it is inevitable in a business setting. As leaders, we may all have different styles of conflict resolution, but we will need to address the subject early on to make sure that conflicts are openly discussed and resolved. Dealing with change in organizations can be very difficult, no matter how big or small. Introducing the change needs to be thought out, and all employees will need to know the importance of being able to embrace change. As a leader, it is our job to make sure that everyone is on the same page. This can take longer for some, but we have to be patient with all of our employees. An example that I could use of a change that we would have is that we could start brewing coffee from an entirely different company than we were previously supplying. In order to introduce this change, we would need to introduce the new brand, let the employees know why we are making the change, and then educate them on the brand in case our customers have any questions. All of these steps are crucial in ensuring that communication is clear not only internally but externally to our customers. Leadership is defined as a social influence process in which the leader seeks the voluntary participation of subordinates in an effort to reach organizational goals. Here at Books and Brews, we will be striving to work together to reach these goals and to establish new goals. As effective leaders, we would like to exemplify the traits that our textbook mentions: intelligence, dominance, self-confidence, levels of energy and activity, and having task-relevant knowledge. We hope to have a balance of transactional leadership and transformational leadership. Thank you very much for listening to our presentation. Creating a business can be very difficult, but if you create the right culture, have effective leaders, and ensure great communication, you can become a very successful business. We hope that you will consider coming to Books and Brews for your next study session or to read a new book.